You've seen bad doctors.
Well, I got the results of your ultrasound, and I got some news for you.
Wait. We don't want to know if it's a boy or a girl.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not breathing.
But none quite like this. Dr. Hartman isn't just a quack. He's practically a one-man medical malpractice machine. From the moment he walked onto the screen, he's been botching checkups, performing illegal surgeries, and emotionally scarring his patients. Let's take a look at some of his worst offenses and where exactly the madness went down.
All right, I guess this is the night bitches die.
In the episode The Fat Guy Strangler, when Peter shows up for a regular checkup, what does Hartman do? He immediately tells Peter he's going to die within a month.
My goodness, you'll be dead within a month.
What?
Oh, Hagar the Horrible, if you keep up that lifestyle of pillaging and giant turkey legs, you'll be dead within a month.
And for no real reason, he even misreads a cancer diagnosis like it's a punchline.
But now, on to the cancer.
Oh my God.
You are a cancer, right? You were born in July? Now, on to these test results. My, they're much worse than I thought. My son got a D- on his history test. Now, Mr. Griffin, that liver's gotta come out.
What?
It's been in the microwave for 3 minutes. It'll get dry.
If you're wondering whether that's legal medical practice, spoiler, it's not. Joking about terminal illness and misreading test results, that's not just a red flag, that's a lawsuit. He's done this kind of thing before too. Back in season 2, same routine. Test results come in, Hartman acts dramatic, and it turns out to be a stupid sketch his nephew drew.
This doesn't look very good. Oh, this doesn't look very good at all.
Oh.
My nephew drew my portrait. It doesn't look a thing like me. I mean, look at the nose.
Will you just tell us about Peter's tests?
It's like this guy never left clown college. But if you think that's bad, just wait. In the episode Ocean's 3.5, things go off the rails. While Bonnie is giving birth, Hartman starts traumatizing Peter instead of, delivering the baby. No care, no boundaries, just chaos in the delivery room. If emotional distress had a face, it would be Hartman's. Legally, that's called intentional infliction of emotional distress. No jail time, but it comes with a fat price tag. Around $80,000 just for the damages we saw. Who knows what else he's pulling behind closed doors.
My God, she's dying!
What?
Oh, sorry, I was watching this Paula Poundstone comedy special.
Then in And Then There's Fraud, Hartman decides it's totally fine to perform plastic surgery on Stewie, a literal baby, without a parent around. The kid walks in looking insecure and walks out looking like an inside-out wax sculpture. Hartman just goes along with it, casually describing how they'll break every bone in his face and reset them. That's not a procedure. That's torture with a medical license. And just when you think it can't get worse, it fails, miserably. The surgery goes wrong, and Hartman's left with a child who can't close his eyes or wake up properly.
Stewie? Hello? Who's there? Sorry, Bri, my eyes don't close when I sleep, and I'm blind for a few seconds when I first wake up.
In the real world, this would mean losing his license and likely facing prison. For this level of malpractice, child endangerment alone would land him at least 3 years. Add in surgery on a minor without consent, and we're talking fines upwards of $350,000.
1, 2, 3.
Next up, the episode Brokeback Swanson. Peter and the gang join the town's bull run. Joe gets trampled, and Hartman's the one who operates. The procedure? A total mess. Joe comes out completely paralyzed. Why? Hartman left his ringing cell phone inside Joe's spine. Not a metaphor, an actual cell phone in a human body.
Please just tell me. Am I completely paralyzed?
I'm afraid of ghosts. And yes, Mr. Swanson has lost all movement and will require around-the-clock care, most of it disgusting.
Joe spends days in a care home thinking he's permanently disabled until the phone starts ringing in his back.
What's that ringing?
Joe, that ringing, it's coming from your back.
It is.
Holy crap! Dr. Hartman must have dropped his phone in Joe when he was looking at his spine.
Oh, thank God. I've been hearing that ringing all week. I just thought I was losing my mind from lunatics screaming in my face.
Your mother's a whore!
This isn't just malpractice, it's criminal negligence on a whole new level. Leaving medical equipment inside a patient is bad. Leaving your iPhone? That's pure stupidity. For something like this, Hartman's looking at 5 years minimum plus another $225,000 to cover Joe's medical bills and lost income. And we're still not done.
What the hell do I know? I've been sued by every patient I ever had. Look at the size of this file. This
Then comes Stewie Loves Lois. Peter's in for a prostate exam. Hartman doesn't explain a thing, just jumps straight into it. No heads up, no bedside manner, just sheer chaos. Peter walks away traumatized, but this time, Hartman's mistake isn't physical. It's psychological, a total lack of communication that borders on assault. It's one of those rare times where the exam was medically appropriate, but his approach? Absolutely not.
He made me feel so dirty.
Relax. I'm a doctor. Ha 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 ha.
Then there's From Russia with Love. Lois has a full-on panic attack after running into an old school bully. She ends up at Hartman's office looking like a melted wax statue, and the man tells her she's suffering from severe nerd damage.
Dr. Hartman, what's happening to me?
Well, Mrs. Griffin, I think you're suffering from severe nerd damage.
I am? What's that?
You see, all nerds are one tossed-off joke away from reverting to their worst, most humiliating selves.
That's not a diagnosis. That's a high school insult in a lab coat. His treatment plan? Find the coolest guy in school and hook up with him behind the bleachers.
Find the coolest guy in school and give him a tug behind the bleachers. That usually solves it.
Does that really work?
I don't know. Why don't we go find out?
This isn't a doctor. This is a frat boy in a white coat. That's double malpractice right there. Terrible medical advice and trying to manipulate a vulnerable patient. There's no way this doesn't land him in court. Then there's the episode where Peter drinks a cocktail made of Red Bull and kerosene, causing his kidneys to fail.
What are you doing, Peter?
I'm making my own Red Bull. Lois can't stop me from experiencing the manic highs and lows my body demands.
Whoa, hang on, you're adding kerosene? Peter, that's insane. That'll destroy your body.
Kerosene is fuel, Brian. Red Bull is fuel. Kerosene is Red Bull. Now, why don't you leave me alone while I'm doing my important work? See, Brian? I feel great.
Hartman's solution? Dog kidneys.
Brian is a match.
After rejecting every human donor, including Brian the dog, Hartman even tells the family they might need to harvest 2 of Brian's kidneys.
For the procedure to work, we would need to transplant 2.
But I only have 2.
That's right. The procedure would kill you.
Aha, that car's getting towed.
Despite being a doctor, he seems unaware that dogs need kidneys too. Eventually, he volunteers one of his own kidneys, only because Peter and Brian are his only remaining patients. And even then, he admits that if it didn't work out, both of them would have died. This is less about compassion and more about keeping his patient list alive. And let's be honest, he clearly made the whole thing up as he went. It's like he's practicing medicine based on a Wikipedia article.
Dr. Hartman, what are you? You're not dressed for surgery.
I sure am.
But I don't understand.
Well, you see, Mrs. Griffin, I found another donor for your husband.
You did? Oh!
Me. It turns out I'm a perfect match, and I'm willing to give up one of my kidneys. Well, the truth is, you folks are my only remaining patients. I couldn't afford to lose 2 of you.
What do you mean, 2 of us?
Well, chances are Peter never would have survived the surgery. I mean, dog kidneys? I'm not even sure dogs have kidneys. What? Do dogs have kidneys?
Yes.
This is the guy.
If this scenario were real, that kind of medical guessing game would cost him 5 years in prison and $780,000 in fines. Easily. Then we get to the lump on Peter's neck in Vestigial Peter. Hartman takes a look and concludes that Peter has a vestigial twin growing out of him, not a tumor. A sentient, underdeveloped human being.
Hold still. I'm just going to give you a little topical anesthetic and we'll have a closer look.
Hi, everybody!
Ah! What the hell is that?
Oh, my God! It's a little me!
Well, looks as if he's more fully formed than we thought.
Wow, your wife is gorgeous!
And then Hartman decides to remove him, even though they share organs and the procedure could kill him. Chip the twin never gave consent and it was a life-threatening surgery. This crosses into medical battery and human rights violations. Hartman goes ahead with the operation anyway. Chip survives miraculously, but that doesn't erase the fact that Hartman was fully ready to kill someone who couldn't legally consent. That's another 12 years in prison and $185,000 in damages.
Look who's walking!
Yeah! Then there's Coma Guy. Hartman delivers some bad news to Lois and tosses in a shameless customer satisfaction survey request right after telling her her husband is brain dead.
Griffin, I have some bad news. Your husband is brain dead. I'm afraid it's time for you to Make your choice.
Then, in the same episode, he gets confused and says a teenage girl is in a daughter. Or maybe the daughter's in a coma. He laughs about it and says it's going in the Christmas letter.
Clear.
No, you do stuff up here. No, that's the good sound.
Oh, well, why don't you just do everything? Hate this stupid hospital.
This isn't just bad form, it's emotionally abusive to families facing life or death decisions, and somehow he still gets worse. At one point during a major surgery, Hartman lights up a cigarette and puts on music. Smoking in an operating room, around flammable chemicals, during open surgery. That's not just gross misconduct, it's basically attempted arson. By the end of it all, Hartman's racked up 51 years behind bars and $3.41 million in fines. And that's just based on what we saw on screen. For a guy who once treated a concussion with cough syrup, he somehow managed to become the most dangerous man in the medical field. The prognosis? Not looking good for Dr. Hartman. Let's just say his bank account isn't the only thing on life support.